Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In my last video, we looked at how to perform joins between two tables in SQL. But in real-world data analysis, the data rarely lives in just two places. That's where joining multiple tables comes in. In this tutorial, I'll walk you step by step through how to join more than two tables using the inner join, left join, and the right join. Plus some best practices to keep your queries clean and efficient. By the end of this video, you should be confident in writing SQL queries that can pull data from multiple sources all at once. So if you are ready, let's jump right into it. Now in this video, we are just going to go a step just above what we studied or the video for last time, alright, which was basically about joins. In that video, I explained joins in its entirety, what joins is, how to use joins, what are the various types of joins, where we looked at inner joins, left join, and right join as the most used joins in the SQL. So I explained all about them in that particular video. Now at the end of this video, I'm going to be leaving that video down the left side of this video, all right, and so you can check that out, all right. But in this particular video, I just wanted us to look at something a little slightly different from that particular video, where there are times that we can have queries like this where we need to take information from more than two different tables, all right. And so in such situations where we need to take information from more than two different tables, how do we go about that? All right, and so that's what this video I want us to look at, and I'm going straight to the point. And so this video we are looking at these three tables, all right. These are the tables that we are looking at, all right, in this tutorial. So we have the sales table, which we've already looked at in our previous video, the store table, and then we've added a little bit of think analysis, meshach tutorials, Power BI, customer information, all right, to the mix. We're throwing a little bit of this to the mix. Now how does multiple join works? Now multiple joins works in similar ways as the normal joins, all right, but in this particular case, because we are adding more than two tables, we are going to have to add the third table to our joins, all right. Okay, so with multiple joins, we are still going to be looking at things in pairs, all right. We are still going to be looking at the tables in pairs. So two, first two, second two, third two, fourth two, like that. We are going to be looking at things in pairs, all right. Don't ever try to do three. Although you are joining multiple tables, don't try to look at three tables all at once, all right, or four tables all at once. No, it shouldn't, or it doesn't work that way. But you should be looking at things in pairs. So like what I have right here, I'm having three tables. So if I'm to pair this, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to pair the first and the second. That means I'm going to join table 1 and then table 2. Now this is our table 3. So I'll join table 1 and table 2. And then after that, I'll come and join table 2 and table 3. Or I can choose to join table 1 and table 3. You understand? So it's not going to be table 1, table 2, table 3, but it's going to be table 1 and table 2. Good. And then either table 2 and table 3, or table 1 now and then table 3. Now the reason I'm saying either table 2 and table 3 or table 1 and table 3 is because now if you are joining on table 3, if you are joining on table 1 and table 2, there should already be that specific column that you are joining on. Don't forget, in my previous video I talked about that specific column that makes you join two tables together, all right. And so if you are joining table 1 and table 2, there should be that column, all right, that gives you the opportunity to join table 1 and table 2. And then if you are joining with table 3, there should be a column, okay, that also helps you to join either table 2 and table 3 or table 1 and table 3. That is only when you can bring all three tables together. And so after I'm done joining table 1 and table 2, and I'm about joining table 3, if there isn't any column that is in table 3 that's also in table 2, then I can't join table 2 to table 3, all right. However, if there's a column in table 1 that is also found in table 3, then I can now join table 1 and then table 3. Do you understand? With that particular column. And so it could be that in joining them, your base columns could differ. In previous way, you only have one column that you are basing on, but in multiple joins, the columns that you are basing on could differ based on what columns we have in our data set, all right. So now practically, let me explain what I mean. And so if you look at these three tables, if you look at table 1, which is a sales table, we have customer ID, customer, product, order ID, unit, so then date purchase. Now if you look at table 2, you have product, product name, price, and production. Now if you look at table 1 and table 2, there's product ID and product ID. So I can relate or join table 1 and then table 2. Alright, but let's add table 3 to it. Now if you look at table 3 has customer ID, customer, address, city, state, and zip code. Alright, now if I look at table 2 has no column that is found in this, and so I cannot relate or join table 2 to table 3. It's not going to work because table 2's items or columns are different from table 3's columns. Alright, however, if I go back up here and I look at table 1, I can see customer ID and customer, which is also found in where? In table 3. So I can base my joins or relations table 1 and table 3. Alright, so now based on this explanation that I've just given, if I need to relate or combine all of these 3 tables so that I can perform some analysis on them, how do I do this? How can I do this? Assuming I'm to select all the items or every item from the tables, so I need all of the items. All right, I just don't need some specific columns, but I need all the columns in my big table. All right, for my analysis. How do I do this? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come down here and I'm going to say, okay, select all from, so the first table is my sales table, so I'm going to select all from sales. Then I'm going to come down here and I'm going to say join, so inner join. And then my second table, which is store. All right, so I'm joining the first table and the second table. So select all from Think Analytics Mesh, join Think Analytics Mesh stores tutorial. Then I'm going to base the column that I'm relating these 2 tables on first, because like I said, you need to take them in pairs, 2 and 2. So the first 2 tables is sales and store. So I'm basing them on what? On the product ID. So this product ID and the product ID is also in table 2. So I can go ahead and do that. So I'm going to say I'm basing them on this, my first table. All right, this is my first table name. My first table name dot product ID. All right, dot product ID. All right. Then I'm going to come down here. Or I'm going to say equal to. All right, and then what's my second table? This is my second table. All right, so I'm going to copy this as well, put this down here, and I'm going to say on product ID. So I've actually explained this in my previous video. You can check that out. And so this is 2 tables that I've combined. So if I select this, you realize that it's this multiple table, the first table and the second table. All right, but that's not what we want. We need the 3 tables all together. All right, now we need to add this to the equation or to the query. All right, and so what are we going to do? How are we going to do it? So I'm going to say, after I'm done combining these 2 tables, now I'm going to continue and say, now I'm joining on the 3rd table, which is power. So this is my 3rd table. So now I'm joining my 3rd table, but I'm joining my 3rd table based on what? On what? That is a problem. On what? Because now I can't join on this. All right, and so since I'm joining on the 3rd table, I know that table 3 has columns that table 1 also has, and table 1 has columns that table 3 has. So I can join table 1 and then table 3. So join this on what? On table 1. So table 1 down here. And what's the columns that appear in table 3 and table 1? I have customer ID and customer here. And then in table 1, I have customer ID and customer here. So I want to base it on customer ID. So I can say dot customer ID. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and say equal to, now my table 3 that I've just joined. I'm going to copy this. This is my table 3. Now I'm going to come down here and say yes on customer ID. All right. Customer ID. Okay. And then now I can highlight all of this and execute. And now this is giving me all 3 tables. All right, now this is giving me all 3 tables, as you can see. So this is table 1. From customer ID to date purchase is table 1. Then from product ID to customer to production cost is table 2. And now from customer ID all the way here is table 3. All right, now if you just want specific columns, we can also do that, and I've done that in my previous video. I've showed you how to do it, but just for the sake of those who are just we'll just change upon this channel. Let me show you. If I just want specific column, so like in table 1, I just want order ID, units sold, and maybe customer ID. All right, and then in table 2, a few items. Table 3 also a few items. What I can simply do, I can say, okay, select customer ID. All right, I can say select customer ID, customer. All right, I can say product ID, and I can say units sold, So these are the items for table 1 that I want. All right, these are items for table 1. Now table 2, I probably want the product name. I want the price. All right, and maybe the production cost. Okay, and then for table 3, which is this, I probably want to say I want the address. All right, I want the city, so I'm not repeating any column. I want the state. All right, and I want the zip code. All right, so these are all the columns that I want. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and say from first one is sales. So this, all right, from this, okay, this, and I'm come to count down and say join or inner join or left join or right join. I've explained all of that. Join to the second table, which is this. All right, this is the second table, store. Okay, and I'm going to say on. All right, on table 1. All right, table 1. Yeah, table 1 dot product ID. All right, equal to, and then table 2, which is the stores. All right, table 2, which is the stores. All right, dot product ID, and I'm going to come down and say, all right, and I'm done with that. I want to join the third one, which is power customer information. All right, I'm going to say join this also on what? On, now we've already established that the columns are only in table 1 and table 3. All right, so I'm going to say sales dot, I'm going to use customer ID. All right, customer ID equals to, I'm going to copy table 3. All right, I'm going to copy table 3, bring this down here. All right, and say that customer ID, like this. And if I copy this and I try to execute, it's going to give me an error. Good, it's going to be an error. It's going to say ambiguous columns, and I've explained this also in my previous videos when it comes to ambiguous columns. So it simply means that this customer ID, customer and product ID are found in 2 different tables. All right, and we only need you to represent them with 1 table. Okay, and so for customer ID, I'm going to use, because I know customer ID is in table 1 and table 3, I'm going to say we want the one from table 1. All right, and then customer as well, you know, this is there. I'm going to say from table 1, and then with product is also in table 1, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to say product. All right, I'm going to say, yeah. So now this simply means that select customer ID, not to make it ambiguous, to specify which of the tables we are taking the customer ID from, because like I said, we have customer ID in table 1 and we also have customer ID in table 3. All right, so we need to pick one of the tables that we are basing our customer ID on. The same way, customers also, we need to establish that. All right, and then the product ID as well. So once we are done with this and everything is set, now we can highlight this. All right, excuse me. Now we can highlight this and execute. All right, and so we have our columns. All right, from, and the table, we have our columns from the tables that we want. And so yeah, this is actually how to use the multiple joins in SQL. If there are 4 tables, you can continue doing the same thing, 5, 6, 7, etc. Okay, all right. And so yeah, like I always say, do be safe, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, okay.